Okay, Gemini natives, you guys are doing this eclipse in the 2-8, primarily in the 8th house. And so this is about money and resources from others. Now, this is a lunar eclipse. And so in a lunar eclipse, of course, we have the Earth standing between your sense of self and what you need. And so if you need, financial independence or just money in general, then the Earth is standing in the way, and the Earth is everything from the tasks and obligations you already have to earthly pleasures like, just watching Netflix all day or YouTube for that matter. So it is about looking at what is standing in your way, feeling like maybe you want to be more productive or that you want to, pursue your goals, and yet there are maybe previous obligations in your way, or it's just habits that you have. Now, this lunar eclipse does say that you're going to have a breakthrough when it comes to resources from others. That, of course, is all the things that we talk about, such as investment income, royalties, residuals. Also, though, money from family members, money from your partner, money from government, or other type of business activities. I guess it's not an other, it's just business activities that will allow you to make money and multiply yourself. At the same time, we do have that Saturn in conjunct the North Node. Now, the North Node is in the first house of self-confidence. And so here where you have that disconnect, the inconjunct energy, which says that you are ready and willing to get these passive income sources, but you may feel like you don't have the confidence or you may not be sure about what action to take. And so here's where you have to make that adjustment, and especially about going outside of your comfort zone so that you can really forge ahead. When we look at your relationships, we're looking at that relationship between Jupiter and Mercury, and right now we don't have one going on, and so that can feel like there's a bit of a disconnect. But what I'm really feeling for you is that your focus really should be on money, finances, financial stability, and just set relationship issues aside for the moment so that you can really, put your mind and your energy on something where you're going to make a lot of progress. You are going to have a better aspect pretty soon. Additionally, about relationships, because the Mercury is retrograde and this is your sign ruler, it may not affect you so much because you are a Gemini, but it does affect people around you. And so that could mean that dates fall through, or there is just some scheduling issues or things like that. So more patience is needed when it comes to relationships at this time. That Mercury retrograde also represents your home and family right now. So everything I've just said there about the miscommunications or the timing being off is happening at home as well. This is possibly a time where you're being pulled back into maybe some repairs you were doing before. Perhaps you were on a decluttering journey and now you are excited about that again, and you should embrace it and really see if you can create some more space in your life by removing excess stuff. This also could mean that you're thinking about moving again, and while Mercury retrograde is not the best time to be making an offer on a house or signing a contract for an apartment, it is a good time to consider moving, and that is to make your lists about where you want to go, what you want to have come into your life in the way of home, and to look around at different neighborhoods. When we look at your career, we don't have an aspect between Mercury and Neptune, and so what's going on here is there may be the feeling that you're a little invisible, perhaps you're not back to work yet, or perhaps that you are coming back to work, but you are still working at home, and so there is this little bit of being behind the scenes. If you're looking for some new job, you do have some opportunities because you do have the Mars in that money derived from career, which we will talk about in a second. But this does say that you want to do the spiritual thing first. So you want to maybe write out what you want to have happen for your career, and then perhaps even light a candle or do some prayer or meditation on having that come to you. Then send out the resume. Then contact colleagues who have moved on to other companies. So if you do the spiritual component first, you will have much more success. So Gemini natives have a great money house this time because you do have the Mercury, the Sun, and you have the North Node that's just still on the cusp there. So this does indicate that your talents and abilities can bring you money. That Mercury is retrograde, so that means that money from a previous source could come back to you, or that money's that's owed to you could come back to you as well. The Mercury and the Sun are pulling money from your first house, so that means that money comes in when you put your name on it, when you lead, then money comes to you. It also comes from fourth house, so that matters about real estate, maybe renting out a room or doing some sort of real estate transactions, also working at home. And then also from the third house, because the Sun rules the third house, and so this would be communication, selling things, transportation, and also money coming through agreements. Now, you are also pulling money from that second house directly from the 8th house, and that's that eclipse point. And so that does say it's a really good idea for you to look at how you relate with money, how you relate with prosperity energy in general. Do you pay attention to your funds? Do you count the income as well as the outgo? Do you really keep track of things? Because as you do, your money can grow. And this is another nod saying that you do have opportunities through passive income sources like we mentioned before. You have a super powerful house for money from passive income sources, but this is so powerful it may be a little unwieldy. So you need to be extra cautious when you're doing investing, especially in the stock market, because we do see still a lot of volatility going forward. And that means that in this entire year of the rats that we're going to have big ups and downs. And so you really do need to know what you're doing here, or if you are going to be taking chances, take chances with very, very small amounts of money. Now, that said, this is super powerful for doing your own business or doing passive income sources where you're with somebody who's very experienced. That would be indicated by the Saturn there. And so if an older family member or family friend who you really admire for what they've done in passive income sources is willing to help you, grab that opportunity. When it comes to your money derived from career, you've got the Mars in Aries there, and you're going to have that for the rest of the year. That is really good news because that's going to allow you to pull in money, not just from one source, but from any source that you are working for somebody else where you're going to get a paycheck. So that means your side business could really take off as well. This also does indicate that once you're taking action, that there could be a steady stream of money. When that Mars goes retrograde in September, which of course we'll talk about more on future videos, but that would indicate that you might go back to something that you've done before for money, like returning to an old job or doing the type of work you've done before. And finally, we do have a nice aspect for windfalls for you because there is a sextile between Mars and Venus is in your own sign. So this does indicate that there could be chance opportunities for making some money. Now, that could mean through meeting other people, making personal breakthroughs yourself by going outside your comfort zone, then windfalls can happen.